Eric, congratulations. 2-0 up after 8 minutes. It could have been 4-0 actually after 8 or 9 minutes, and then it became a real battle.
Yes, I think quick up, and as you say, we had done I think good chances with Garnacho, with Ressi on 3-4-0, and I think then we lose a little bit focus. We are not so strict in what we should do. And then they came more in the game, and we dropped too deep. We allowed them too many passes in between the lines, and then we have to defend the box, and we gave some chances away, and then they get, of course, the 2-1, and that's no good. But after halftime, I think we picked it up, and we had several chances. So many chances, 1 against 1. It was Garnacho, it was Ressi again, it was Bruno. So we had so many chances. I think we should have go for 3-1 in such moments.
I would also say that obviously in the second half they had some pressure, and I thought Johnny Evans in the second half was brilliant for you. He was outstanding leading that defence under some pressures in the second half.
He did well. And as you say, of course, they go and to build some pressure on, and they bring crosses in, and they had some shots, but not the chances we had. There were big chances, and with our abilities, we should have scored.
You would have been extremely frustrated had they got a late equaliser. Perhaps your heart was in your mouth when Ross Barkley had that header that just hit the top of your crossbar last minute.
Yeah, then of course it can always happen. In a cross-in or a corner, you concede if you don't execute the 3-1.
It's a really good run you're on now. 7 matches unbeaten in all competitions. Away victories, Wolverhampton Wanderers, Aston Villa, now Luton. You must be feeling that your side are really making good progress now.
Yeah, I think that's the truth. We're making the progress, but also you see we have to stay focused during the whole game. When you switch off, and I will not even say switch off, but do a little bit less, then you get punished. And we can't afford this. So we have to be all time 100% focused, do your job, work together, in and out of possession, then you can control the games. And otherwise you give what could have been an easy win, now it was a difficult win.
Thank you, Eric.
You're welcome.
He'll be having coffee and 2 watermelon sugars right now.
That's joking, nice. Come on, you just don't deserve that, Gary.
I couldn't think of any more Harry Styles songs. Gary, welcome. You've joined us. Satisfied with what you've seen today?
Yeah, I think United deserved to win. I think second half performance was probably better and more measured than the first half. The first 10 minutes were fantastic, but then for 30 minutes I thought Luton could have scored, 2 or 3 goals themselves. In the second half, Luton's last part of the game let them down in the final third, but I thought United defended pretty well. I thought Evans and Varane positioned themselves well on those crosses, and obviously the 4 one-on-ones. I think Garnacho had one, Hojlund had one, and I think Fernandes had 2 big chances. The 4 between those 4, they should have at least taken one of them.
Do you take encouragement for the way they sort of managed the second half today?
Yeah, I thought I thought they were professional in the second half. I thought they were a lot better in their performance, more measured. First half, they just went, they lost the discipline. Maguire and Casemiro have had to be hooked at half-time. And they were all over the place at times, and you just thought, how can they go from here to there within halves of games? But that's what they are inconsistent. But I think Ten Hag will be a lot happier in the second half with his performance, even though they didn't score.
Let's have a look at what Manchester United have got to come, their immediate challenges. And remember, we're talking about this in the context of potential Champions League football again next season. This is how it looks. Their next 6, Fulham at home, then Nottingham Forest in the Cup, before the Manchester derby. Ideally, they want to get unscathed to that point, don't they?
No, I think what they'll look at that Manchester derby as is obviously it's just a game where everyone has to go into it. Most teams get beat against City away, but Tottenham play Villa, I think, in 2 weeks as well. So they'll see it as a little bit of a cancellation of that. I think what they'll do is they'll look around those games, though, and think they can win. You couldn't get a more friendly run of games than you've got, other than that City game, which I think, like I say, that's just a freak game that everyone has during the season.
Jamie, are they forcing their way into the conversation for the top four, do you think?
Absolutely, yeah, of course. They're absolutely in that mix right now, and they've just got to make sure, as Gary mentions, that Man City game, that whatever way it goes, you don't let it finish your season if you don't get a result, or if you get something that can give you that momentum. But they're playing well, they've got confidence, they've got a real belief at the moment, there's a bit more excitement about the club, and they're a lot more enjoyable to watch.
Good to see you, Eric. Thank you. Just break off from that conversation because the man in that picture, Eric Ten Hag, has just joined us pitchside here at Kenilworth Road. And here he is. Congratulations, Eric. What are your thoughts about the performance, first of all?
It could have been an easy game after, say, 10 minutes. But in the end, it was a difficult game because we didn't take the chances. And then we allowed them to get back in the game.
Well, first of all, you must have been thrilled with the start you made. 2 up after 7 minutes.
Well, very good. But then after, I think with Garnacho and Ressi, we had big chances to make 3 and 4-0. And then I think we dropped too deep. Well, we let them, or we allowed them to get back in the game. We didn't close the half spaces where they passed the balls in. And then our centre halves has to come out. We allow them then shots and crosses. And yeah, you get difficult. But second half as well, we didn't take the chances. And there were so many and big chances.
Eric, you scored 2 goals in the first half, but were you happier with the performance in the second half? You were more measured in the second half, I thought.
I think second half we should have scored. Where I think with and Bruno and Garnacho and Rashford, there were not, say, so opportunities. There were 100% chances, and definitely one has to go in, and then you make your life easy. Now we kept them in the game.
What at half time when you took off Casemiro and Harry Maguire? Obviously they were on bookings. What were you certain you should take them off, or were you thinking should we leave one on, maybe take one off? How were you approaching it?
I saw the reaction from the refereeing on it, and my thought was, yeah, maybe with the next one they would go off, and I wouldn't take that risk. And as well, because we have been Scott McTominay and Johnny Evans, we have good replacement. So don't go into that risk. Take them off, and yeah, I think it was the right decision because also you see the performance from both was very good.
So do you go away really happy that you've got a win, or do you go away, Eric, more concerned that having had 7 shots in that first 13 minutes, Luton then had 10 on your goal?
As I say, I think we are dropping too deep, and it was too easy going. We lose a little bit focus. But maybe because it was so easy in the first 10 minutes, and you score twice, and then you see with some players they go a little bit less, and you can't afford this. Definitely not against a side as Luton Town, because I analysed them. When they lost their games, they only lost twice with 2 goals difference, and the last weeks they are really in an upward trend. So yeah, you have to be ready, you have to be 100% focused, and that is something I think we lost after 10 minutes.
Eric, I want to ask you about Rasmus Hojlund. When he first come, obviously struggled in the Premier League, was scoring goals in the Champions League. How difficult was for you as a manager to keep him going, to keep his confidence up, and how proud are you now of what he's achieving right now?
It was one of the things where we recruited him on his character. And I knew he's a very strong character. Really, although he's 21 now, he can really perform under stress. And that is one of the big skills you need as a Man United striker. And he doesn't get nervous or lose confident when he's not scoring. But of course, it would have helped. For instance, when the first game he came in against Arsenal, 100% penalty he didn't get. Then against Brighton, the game after, he scored a goal and he didn't get. Because when you have to get into a new league, in a new team, especially in a big club, then you want to build quickly that confidence. Because it will help. Once you are in the run, you see it. Now he's scoring, he touched the ball and he's in. And I think that's the way he is now. He has a lot of confidence, and I'm sure he will score even more.
Eric, do you feel like the form that you're in now, that you're back in Champions League form? Obviously, last season you achieved Champions League football. You're getting closer to Villa, to Tottenham all the time. Do you feel like the bit between the teeth is there now?
I think we are back in the race, and we're building momentum. And now we have to keep this going. We have to keep working on our game, and build the pressure on them. And we have to go from game to game. Every game is first a final, to get closer to them and make more distance to the teams who are behind us.
In the meantime, there seems to be an awful lot happening off the pitch as well, Eric. The speed of change that we read about with the partial takeover led by Sir Jim Ratcliffe. We read as well that Dan Ashworth is the number one choice to be the sporting director and a rebuild of a recruitment team as well. Do you support all that change?
I have very good contact. I know what's going on. So I think for Man United it's very good that we built a strong organization. They are highly ambitious. So good people are always welcome because it's teamwork by the end of the day, and we need good people in, then the right strategies. You see with Ineos coming in, they're spreading high ambitions, and that I think what belongs to Manchester United because I think we are in the project and they can help us, they can support us to accelerate this project.
All right, Eric, we wish you luck with all of that and for this run to continue. Thank you very much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Congratulations.
You're welcome. Okay.
4 wins out of 4 and we are back in the race, says Eric Ten Hag, who leaves us. He's got to be happy with another victory chalked off here this afternoon at Kenilworth Road. Gary, your thoughts on what he had to say?
I think you can feel that he doesn't give a lot away at Ten Hag, but you can see that he's a lot more confident in his team and that they're in a lot better place. I think he'll fancy they'll get to top 4. I think he'll really fancy hunting down Tottenham and Villa, and I think they'll be feeling the pressure a little bit. I'm not saying they'll get there, but I think you can see there's a little bit of the bit between the teeth.
I use the word momentum. It's huge in football. They're the team that everyone's looking at now. They're on a good run, and I think this run has certainly helped him. If you look at Chelsea and with Mauricio Pochettino, sometimes you've got to give managers time. Because I remember talking after the Tottenham game, and you looked at where they were and the frustrations of how they were playing. He's fallen on a team now. There's a bit of confidence. There's a bit of belief in how they're playing. Players like they're enjoying themselves again, and that's so important. And
Join us now. Rasmus, thank you so much for coming to speak to us.
Thank you. Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Give us your perspective on the game, which you had a brilliant start to.
Yeah, like you said, a good beginning. 2 good and fast goals, and then we drop off a little bit. We get unfocused, and they get one back, and then we know with this crowd and this pitch and this atmosphere, and 2-1 is always not it's a dangerous result. And then we go to the break, and I think actually we create a lot of chances in the second half. We just need to score. I have one as well, and a little bit annoyed by that.
Let me ask you about what you've talked about, the atmosphere, the pitch, the surroundings. Did you find it quite a unique experience?
We know that every away ground in the Premier League can be very, the presence is immense. But we have to deal with it. We are Manchester United, so I think we got a little bit lucky today, but all that matters is the 3 points.
We've got the goals that you scored to show you, Rasmus, on the screen. You can have a look. So the first one comes up to 37 seconds.
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
This is nice,
point?
Rasmus, because what we noticed at half times, you gamble. Look at your position there, and then you just have that anticipation. You smell something might happen.
Yeah, you're right. I thought that this could be something, and I already knew that I was going to go past him. Then I have a lot of speed, so just drag it to my left foot and then go past him and put it in the back of net.
But you kind of made it look very easy.
Yes and no. I was a little bit unsure of the touch because I thought that it was maybe going to go a little bit too short, but in the end it was a good goal.
And the second goal, Rasmus, we were doing analysis at half time. Personally, the 3 of us, the pundits, said absolutely you meant it. The presenter, not so much. But we were convinced that you meant this.
Yeah, 100%.
Thanks,
I think you can see it kind of... I turn my body there and then just flick it in.
That's an incredible reaction.
Yeah, it is. I was surprised. That was such a good goal, to be fair. But it's... I've actually tried to train, not finish like this, but like shoulders and just, when you do kick-ups and stuff and you just juggle a little bit with the ball. Yeah, so, also at the moment, have a lot of confidence, so, it goes in.
You talk about confidence. You came to the Premier League, lots of money, expectation. You didn't score in your first 14 games. Did you ever doubt yourself?
No, I never doubted myself, but of course you can be a little bit down when you're not scoring in the Premier League. especially when you're that young and the expectation is that high. But I always believed in myself. I scored a lot of goals in the Premier League, in the Champions League as well. So I knew it was just a matter of time. Keep working on my finishing and my confidence doing in training, and learning my teammates, getting the understanding of where to position myself, whether right back or the left back or Rashi, Ghana, Anthony, whomever playing on the wing, and with Bruno as well.
We see the way you work, and obviously we admire the way you work. Jamie made a really good point. We're looking at all of your kits on the pitch. Everyone else has got pristine white kits. Your kit is muddy as anything. And that tells us that not only have you got the quality to score the goals that you've scored, but you give a good shift. And against a team like this, how important are you to your team with the way you put your body and put yourself about?
Yeah, I always try to do my best. I always, try to put also when we are in front of the goal, I try to do the extra pass to win the game. I think the most important is to get 3 points, even though I also want to score. I know that's part of my game as well, but I take the fights, whatever I will do to get the 3 points in the end.
And how much is it helping you? You mentioned some of your teammates, but certainly for the last few games, when this scoring run has been happening, you've had Alejandro Garnacho on one side, you've had Marcus Rashford the other side, you've had Bruno Fernandes behind you. Is that helping you in your game?
Yeah, 100%. It's quality players. I play for probably one of the biggest clubs in the world, so it's quality players I train and play with every day. Especially the guys I have around me. I'm very happy for them, and I just want to keep playing with them and get even better, and hopefully they can also get better, and we can grow together.
And we're saying it because you've won 4 on the bounce now in the Premier League. That momentum is building. Do you feel that?
Of course, this was massive today. Closing an even closer gap to Spurs, who lost some points as well, and Villa and Spurs have each other, I think maybe next round already. And then again, we need to keep pushing. It's our target to get the Champions League football, and go as far in the FA Cup as well. We need to remember that. It's very important for us to win trophies, so we will do everything possible to go and win everything.
4 straight wins, 7 and 6. Congratulations, Rasmus. Well done, and thank you for coming to speak.
Well, what a victory it was for Manchester United in the end. A disappointing afternoon for Luton Town. Harry Styles was there to watch his team take all 3 points, and Ten Hag would have been delighted with his team making it now 4 wins in a row. We know that Luton Town make it tough for any side that travels to Kenilworth Road. Rasmus Hojlund, of course, also setting a new record of becoming the youngest player in Premier League history to score in 6 consecutive games. He took on your advice, didn't he?
And he's in good company. So only 3 other players, Man United players, ever done that. Scoring 6 in a row. It's Van Nistelrooy. He's done it 3 times.
Amazing, eh?
Then Cristiano Ronaldo. And who was the last one?
Cantona.
Yes.
I do listen to you, Peter.
But he's in good company, you know.
Yeah, he is.
And with him, I'm not saying he's only 21, right? So he's promising a lot. So I'm saying that he could be looked at in that bracket, that he could move into that sort of that stardom, that guy that puts a ball away and scores them 25, 30 goals a season. He has got that. We've seen that again today. He's got everything in his locker. I think the team needs to understand him a little bit better, but that will take time, and they will come with the time. But the guy is fantastic, man. He's strong and he gets the chances. He missed 1 today, but he scored 2.
And we're hoping, actually, we're going to get to talk to him a little bit later, and we'll definitely be hearing from him. So what did you